So, The Bear Season 3 is finally out after a whole year of waiting. Only a year, isn't that crazy? Remember when TV shows used to be like this? It would only take 1 year, we would get a new season every single year, usually on a schedule. Like The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead always came out in October. Never missed a year until, like, the last couple. Now with shows like House of the Dragon, shows like, Severance, we wait years for new seasons. And I get it, but still, it's a little frustrating. Today, they dropped the entire season of The Bear Season 3, and if you think this is a full-on review, it's not, because I haven't finished it. I have a very busy next few days, and I'm not going to be able to finish it, and I'm also not going to be able to get a review out probably until next Tuesday, because I have my upload scheduled for this weekend. A lot of movies coming out this weekend. But I did watch the first 4 episodes, and I kind of want to just give my first thoughts on this season, because I kind of see a weird divide within the fan base of this show and kind of just regular TV watchers. Some people thinking this season might be a little bit weaker than the other ones. Some people saying it's still the greatest TV show on TV right now. I have kind of an opinion that sort of falls in the middle, and yet again, I just want to make it clear before anybody gets mad at me. This is not like a final opinion here. If I say something negative about the show or say something great, alright, that opinion might change after I watch the final 6 episodes. Because with every TV show, with every movie, it's really not about the way you start, it's about the way you finish. How the season finishes is what I'm really mostly going to remember. So don't get too mad. Because I love The Bear, I think The Bear might be the best show on TV right now. Ever since Succession ended, the conversation of what the best show on TV is kind of up in the air. Maybe subscribe, turn on notifications, because next week I'll be making a video talking about what is the best show on TV right now. We'll go through all of the big ones, and I'll give you my answer. But The Bear is in that conversation, and now this new season picks up where Season 2 left off, with Carmy and the crew as they still are running this brand new restaurant, The Bear. Now, if you don't remember in Season 2, they spent the entire season building up this restaurant, going from the restaurant being the sandwich shop, and they're trying to build it into a fine dining restaurant. And through Season 2, which is, by the way, one of the best seasons of television ever, the show jumps through a long period of time following each character as they each go on, like, kind of their own journey to train and become more, to train and become better at the thing that they are going to be doing at the restaurant when it eventually opens. We also follow the construction, the business side of it. We follow Carmy's journey as he continues to deal with his shit and also maybe find love. We follow Richie as he becomes like the greatest server ever and just completely transforms as a character and becomes my favorite character on the show. Every character kind of had like an arc and had a journey, and the show also did something really cool in Season 2. They brought in some, like, A-list actors. Maybe not A-list, but they brought in some of the biggest actors in Hollywood that came in, not just for cameos, but for some standout scenes and episodes. Actresses like Olivia Colman, Will Poulter, who had that big Christmas dinner episode, which I think is the best episode of television ever, where Jamie Lee Curtis proved why she's an Academy Award-winning actress, even though she shouldn't have won the Academy Award for that movie. So where do we go from Season 3? Well, at the end of Season 2, we obviously had the big blow-up where the first night, the opening night of the restaurant, didn't exactly go great. I mean, the restaurant did fine, but Carmy got locked in the freezer and had a big blow-up, ruined his relationship, everybody was fighting. And Season 3 makes a very interesting decision with its first episode. Instead of diving right back into the chaos and right back into just that sort of vibe that The Bear brings, which is this controlled chaos, people screaming at each other, this controlled chaos of what is a restaurant, this nonsense and screaming and yelling and fighting that does lead to beauty. Instead of going right back into that, the show takes its time to show you a 45-minute montage of Carmy's life building up to where we are today. And I gotta be honest, the first episode of this season sucks ass. I appreciate the artistry around it. I appreciate the music, the score in the episode. There are some really big emotional beats, but the episode is really just kind of treading over a lot of stuff that we already know. Even if we're seeing stuff for the first time, original things, and seeing Carmy's journey that we didn't fully see visually, we know what Carmy's journey kind of was to get to this point, so we don't have to see it. It's kind of one of those things that you told us we don't need to see, and I know, see, don't tell. Well, they already told, so we don't have to see. When you tell and then you show, it kind of becomes repetitive. In this first episode, I felt like I wanted to get to what The Bear does best, and I know The Bear always does have, in the first 2 seasons, these weird episodes that are very, very stylistic and different from anything else in TV to kind of break up the pace, and most of the time they really work out. This one just ended up being kind of boring, and I was shocked when I looked to see how much episode I had left, and I still had 25 minutes, and I said, oh my god, is it 40 minutes of this? And it is. So that opening episode just kind of it let me down. I was like, I hope the rest of the season is not going to be like this. Because it's just a weird choice to kind of redo and retell what we already know. It's like this montage could have been like a 2-minute, a 3-minute prologue to start the episode. But thankfully, episode 2 is a lot better. Episode 2 kind of picks up where we kind of left off, which is what I wanted. Even though the whole episode is really just the main characters sitting in the kitchen, screaming at each other for 30 minutes, it's really all episode 2 is. It is great. It is fantastic. It's everything you love in The Bear. What do you love about The Bear? The tight writing, the chaotic and hilarious arguing between these characters, the extremely strong characters that have great chemistry with each other and feel like real human beings. Now each one of these characters has their own role in this restaurant that they're passionate about, but you still have these tensions that go between them because they all are really good at their jobs and they all kind of want to show how good they are at their jobs so this restaurant can be the best that it could possibly be. And they're all going through their own shit on the side. Jeremy Allen White is still a standout in this show. His performance here is incredible. I feel like this character might eventually just get, just kind of annoying. He's so closed off and so just a dick. Not a dick, actually, but just kind of like this annoying dude that is so stubborn. I feel like eventually it could get to be something that's extremely annoying and frustrating to watch in future seasons, but we'll see what they do with the development here. But as of right now, it's still great to see. He's still going through that arc. The arc he's in right now is very interesting, very great, and Jeremy Allen White is just the best. Ayo Edebiri, still maybe my favorite human being on Earth right now. Everything this woman touches is perfection. She is one of the best artists and one of the best actors both in comedy and in drama working in the business right now. She will get her respect eventually on the grand stage. She's so good here. Matty Matheson is still hilarious in his role, especially for a guy who's not like a conventional actor. Eben Moss is still awesome. He's so good. Richie's my favorite character in the entire show, so. Episodes 3 and 4, I definitely think take a little bit of a step back from episode 2, but they're still good. They're what you expect from The Bear. They're still the high-intensity, chaotic, kind of anxiety-filled restaurant battles and like little bits of character drama in between. We're setting the stage for what could be a more interesting season. Now, is the season as good as season 2 so far? No, and I'm gonna tell you why. Season 2 had a very direct structure. You knew from pretty much the first couple episodes what the whole season was. We're building up to the opening of this restaurant, and we're going on a journey with each one of the characters to get better, to prepare for the opening of the restaurant. It was an easy structure to follow, and it gave you something to constantly look forward to. This season, you don't exactly have that structure, which is not really a complaint, but we now have this restaurant up and running, so the structure is we're seeing how they're running the restaurant, and how their ways of running this restaurant are going to evolve over time, and how their relationships outside of the restaurant are also going to evolve. So that structure is not as direct. I don't know where this show is going, whereas in season 2, I knew where the show was going, and I was excited to get there. Now, am I still excited to watch these last 6 episodes? Absolutely. I cannot wait to find a little more time to sit down and watch. But I could definitely feel a little bit of a drop in quality from season 2, just because season 2 is so good. Season 2 is legitimately one of the best seasons of television I've ever watched. So saying that this season's a drop in quality is not a shot at the show at all, or the shot at the season. Because pretty much anything would be a drop in quality from season 2. So please, don't get mad at me in the comments. And I also haven't watched the last 6 episodes. They might be the best 6 episodes of television ever created. So we'll see. One thing I haven't seen yet is kind of that cameo type thing that they did in season 2. I haven't seen a scenario where you have these bigger actors jumping in, not just for cameos, but to actually, kind of flex their acting muscles. They brought back some of the cameoed actors from season 2, but I don't just want to see the old actors come in. I kind of was hoping The Bear would be this type of show where every season it's like, who's going to show up? Like, are we going to get Leonardo DiCaprio popping up for an episode? Like, that's kind of like an excitement, and a part of my excitement about the show is that anybody could show up, and that's what season 2 taught me. Anybody and anyone can show up at any time in any episode, and not only are they going to show up, but they're going to steal the show with their performance. Hence, Jamie Lee Curtis. Hence, John Bernthal when he shows up, and Bob Odenkirk, who's great. There was one guy that showed up that I'm not going to spoil who it is. There was one actor that kind of showed up, and maybe he'll do something bigger later in the show, but it was just kind of like a pop in and pop out. And I guess that's cool. But we'll see. Please don't spoil it for me in the comments if Leonardo DiCaprio shows up in, like, episode 8. I don't want to know yet. But so far, those are my thoughts on The Bear Season 3. Let me know what you think of the show down below. Please, no spoilers. I don't care if you spoil on any of my other videos, like if you want to tag it. But I haven't watched the show, and it might take me a few days to watch it because I'm going to be very busy over the next few days. So I don't want to know, and I read my comments, believe it or not. So please, don't spoil it. Just tell me what you think. Tell me if I'm wrong so far to think that episode 1 was a pile of poop. And please make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, all that stuff. I got movie reviews coming the next few days. Next week is going to be all my mid-year videos, so we're going to be talking about the top 10 movies of the year so far, the top 10 TV shows of the year. It might not be 10, because I don't know if I've watched 10 TV shows this year. I'll talk about some of the worst movies of the year so far, some of the worst television shows. We'll break down what I'm excited for, the most anticipated shows, most anticipated movies, all that nice jazz type stuff. And I will make the list, because I've promised it in this video, talking about what is the best TV show on TV right now. That probably won't be the title. It'll be something like that. And we'll talk about The Bear there. You'll also get The Bear review next week. So please subscribe, turn on notifications, come back. Please, I want you to come back. Come back to me. I will see you guys in the next one.